Welcome to New Stripe City, a YouTube channel for diehard Bengals fans, and welcome to Q and Ace. I'm your host, Ace Boogie. First of all, if you're new here, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. We truly appreciate that. We also have a link in the screen here. If you click on this link, you're able to actually come in here and ask your questions live. Sorry that we didn't do it this Sunday. I was a bit tired, and I figured that we could make it up on Wednesday night. It was a busy schedule between work and everything, but truly appreciate that. If you're new here, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. We're doing a giveaway once we get to 15,000 subscribers. So once we get to 15,000, if you're not a Bengals fan, if you're just a fan of the channel, please hit that subscribe button and you're entered for a jersey giveaway that we're going to get. So I will get you a jersey of your choice if we get to 15,000 subscribers. Also, be sure to like this video. We truly appreciate that. Hit your notification bell to make sure you don't miss any of these videos. And of course, Q&As, come on in. If not, you can always send a super chat as well. We'll answer your question that way. But first things first, I just want to give a huge shout out to my man Bengals Captain on Twitter. If you're not following him, be sure to follow him on Twitter. He actually sent me this autograph. This is amazing, bro. Like, Bengals Captain, if you're watching this, salute to you, bro. We truly appreciate it. He hooked us up with this AJ Green autographed picture that's just amazing. I haven't even gotten a chance to put it up, but I just wanted to put it up for this video so that he was able to get proper credit. So Bengals Captain, definitely a diehard Bengals fan, definitely a great positive fan that I'm a fan of as well. I appreciate him in our Bengals community and appreciate you, bro, for sending that over. So truly appreciate that. Looks like we did have someone pop in, but they just popped out. Come on, man. This is Q&A. So you guys already know what time it is. It's time for us to get it right. Shout out to my man Delta Kilo 101. Appreciate you, cuz, for sending over that super chat of $4.99. Truly appreciate that. Let's see. I got a question here on from my man Nick Whitaker. I hope I said that right, bro. Yo, Ace, should we be concerned about ATL Atlanta trying to draft Chase with the 4th pick? From what I've read, at first it kind of came out earlier this week that there was a possibility that they would try to move on from Julio and grab potentially Chase there. I don't think, from what I've read today from people that I really trust, and when I say that, I'm not saying sources. When you talk about Tony Pauline and guys like that cover the draft, apparently it seems like Atlanta is keyed in on Kyle Pitts. So we'll see. Jamar Chase actually didn't come up, which is somewhat surprising. Shout out to my man DJ Mister. Appreciate that $15 super chat. He's going to ask, can we get one more 7-round mock draft for you before tomorrow? I'm actually going to do a mock draft. I don't do the 7-round ones because I just feel like they're never accurate. You never know if someone's going to trade up or not. But I'll tell you what, instead of giving you a 3-round final one, I'll probably end up giving you a 4-round one. I'm not sure if I can give it to you before tomorrow, but I will try to give it to you at least by tomorrow. So, and I'm talking about early tomorrow. So, like, probably in the early time during the morning, I'll try to do one. I might do one tonight and then put it out. So, DJ Mister, we appreciate that $15 super chat. But you know, Q&A is open. So if you want the link, it's up here at the top. This is the link that you can call into or to come into and make sure that you get in here and get your questions asked. Because I like for you guys to participate in this for sure. I like to hear from you guys. I like to see you guys. So if we can get that, I'd love for you guys to come in that way. Someone asked about my opinion on Chris Rumph. I don't even know who Chris Rumph is. I don't know if there's more research that I need to do. I'm gonna look at him right now just to see what's going on with Chris Rumph. I can't lie to you guys and give you a fake opinion. It looks like I'm assuming that you must be talking about the defensive end. All I can say is I'm looking at his combine profile here. Chris Rumph II. Looks like his dad is an actual coach. He's from Gainesville. That's crazy. So he's actually from down here, 6'3", 244. You know, I'd have to look at it. I'm seeing some of his highlights here. He does look somewhat impressive from what I can see. Oh, yeah, he looks like he can make moves. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind taking if this dude is a guy that you can get in round 3. Leonard Floyd is his comparison. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it at all. Like if he's there at round 3, I could definitely see us taking a look at him. It looks like we do have our first guest of the night. Give me 1 second. Let's see. We got our first guest, my man Nandon. Let me go ahead and bring it in. What's up, Nandon?
Hey, what's up, Ace? How you doing, man?
Pretty good, my friend. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm just waiting on that new Jesse Bates jersey. I want to get the new model of it.
Yeah, so I was looking into that, and I know earlier they released the custom jerseys for the youth sizes and the women's, but I haven't seen them release it yet for men's. And so there was an option on there where you could actually, like, if you did it for the youth, for the youth or women, you actually could select Jesse Bates. But here's the other kicker to that. Like, I've actually reached out to someone that I trust that's near and dear to Jesse Bates and asked him, is he changing the number? Because spoiler alert, that was the white jersey that you guys heard me refer to. I was like, I'm gonna get a special white jersey for that, and it was actually gonna be that one. So from what I can see right now, Nandon, it doesn't look like they have the custom ones available for men's yet. So that should be dropping soon. I don't know if it's because they're waiting to confirm the new jerseys, especially with them making the switch to allowing guys to use single digits. But from what I heard, Jesse Bates might be moving to number 3. It's like a 99% chance that he's moving to number 3. And I'm thinking because he hasn't, they haven't released his jersey, that might be one of the reasons that they did it that way, so that he doesn't have to buy all of the 30 jerseys back. Because if they essentially, that's what it is. That's what they did with Chad Ochocinco a while ago. Remember, he tried to change his name to Ochocinco a year prior to him doing that. But Reebok said that he would have had to buy all of the Johnson jerseys back. And so he waited until the following year to do it. So I think that being that they didn't come out with Jesse Bates initially, that may have been a blessing in disguise, because now he can actually make the change to 3 and them come out with them. But the last I checked, because I did check when you asked me about it, I couldn't find the ones that were for men's. I found the one for youth and for women's, which is weird. It's like, if you're not gonna do customs for everyone, why would you just do it that way? But yeah, so I'll keep an eye out on that for you, because as soon as it comes, I'm definitely dropping that, and I'm getting a Jesse Bates one myself for sure on that one.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, I got a couple questions. See, the draft is tomorrow. Everyone's talking about either Chase, Sewell, or even Pitts. Like, Pitts is also an option. I have no problem with us going any of those. I have no problem trading down and taking Slater. I have no problem with any of that.
Right.
But see, one thing that seems to be, like going over people's heads is that they're forgetting about our D-line. Like, they're not talking about our D-line, because we had one of the weakest pass rushes in the entire league. Like, we were like, I don't know the exact ranking, but we were like down there with like the Houston Texans and like the Titans. They didn't have a good pass rush either. So at what point during this draft do you think we take a premier defensive end or an interior D lineman? Because I think like that's just as important as an O-line, because we need to create pressure. We had 17 sacks. That's not acceptable. Like,
no, it's not acceptable. I'm with you. I would just say it kind of scares me. I have a feeling that if we all know that they're pretty much taking Chase the first round, right? So you get to the second round, and let's just say someone's there like a Jason Oweh, or let's say Gregory Rousseau, who's supposed to go in the first, falls there to the second round.
I used to have a thing for Gregory Rousseau, but
I don't like Gregory Rousseau, right? I'm not here campaigning for him. I said that he was hot garbage when I first turned on his thing.
I only seen his film, but then when I seen him at the combine, I started having a little bit of doubts, because he didn't look as explosive as he did on film.
His film was, I'm not gonna lie, his film was kind of trash to me. It was like, is this the guy? If this guy is the first edge in the class, I'm worried. But this is what I'll say. I think if there's an edge rusher, let's just take Gregory out of there. There's an edge rusher that should have went in the first round that's there at 38. My worry is that they'll say, "Hey, we're good. We can wait into the third round since the offensive line is so filled with prospects." They might forgo offensive line and go defensive line first before that. But I think if they don't do that, if they do stick with the second round and they go with the tackle or the guard that's there, if it's Leatherwood, Cosby, whoever those guys, whoever it is, I think that you will see them look at least the third round. I think by the third round, that's when they have to go defense. I did hear some things that Lou was kind of upset that he wasn't going to be able to have a defensive player taken early on in number one in the first round. So that was something that I took away with, that it's probably going to come earlier than we think, right? So that's why we saw a lot of, and I predicted this a while ago, and that's why I was saying it. People were like, "Hey, why is Ace saying that they're going to go heavy on defense and free agency?" It's because I had heard that, and so in order to appease the defense, you had to go heavy in free agency and do it if you were going to go heavy potentially in the first two picks being on offense. So I think that by the third round, earliest in the second, I think you see them either take an edge rusher or a defensive interior. I honestly think defensive interior is more likely because there's not many in this draft. Even though I don't like the edge class, the defensive interior class is even thinner. It's way thinner, and you're not going to get instant impact guys.
Christian Barmore than everyone else.
That's how it is.
I mean, to be honest with you, I know our first pick's going to be offense because it's either going to be O-line, wide receiver, or tight end.
Right.
And second round, like if it were up to me, I would take Sewell with the fifth pick, and then I'd go for a receiver or a D lineman in the second round.
Right.
But since it's not up to me, I can't decide that. But what I'm thinking is, like, I seen the news of how Billy Price is not having his 5th-year option taken, so that makes me think the chances of going O-line with the first round, it's like the first pick, is more likely. Because now that Billy Price is not going to be around, so Penei Sewell's not a tackle, but I don't think they should shift him. Sorry, Penei Sewell's a tackle. I don't think they should put him at guard. Put him out of position. But with Billy Price out of the out the door pretty much by next year, I think we need to solidify O-line because, like you said, that we focused on defense the entire free agency. Like we took Trey Hendrickson and the Larry Ogunjobi to fill out the D-line. We still got DJ Reader. We have guys like that are coming back. The Josh Tupou and Rennell Wren. Those guys are actually still pretty good on the D-line. But honestly, like, we need to still, like, at least get one or two picks. Like, we need at least an edge rusher and an interior D lineman, because with the extra depth, like, we'll be good. Because Atkins is gone. Like, I heard rumors we're going to have Atkins possibly come back. That's just smoke and mirrors. I don't think he's coming back. So I really think if we are going to focus on defense, at least get a defensive end and a defensive interior in the draft. The rest can be focused on offense.
Nah, that's facts. Nah, I appreciate you, Nandon. Before you get out of here, we got a couple of people behind you. Was there anything else that you wanted to let Who Dey Nation know?
Guys, I seen visions, man. I seen we're gonna win a playoff game and then win a Super Bowl at some point in the near future. And I seen this, like, it's not like it's not something I purposely see. It's, how you purposely think things? I'm not purposely thinking it. It's just happening. It's going to happen, guys. We deserve it. We're a great fan base. We've been through a lot. Joe Burrow's our savior, but Joe Burrow alone can't do it. So we need to, protect Joe Burrow. So, Who Dey Nation, let's get it.
Let's get it, Nandon. Who Dey?
Yeah.
All right, that was my man Nandon. Before we go into my next one, I got a super chat here from Ronnie Murphy for $5. So if we took Kyle Pitts, how do you see our red zone offense improving? And also, how do you think he would affect the offense compared to Chase? I think Kyle Pitts would definitely make the red zone offense way more deadly. And I think that he would affect the offense differently, because when you talk about the linebackers that would have to guard him and the safeties, I just think about that Ravens game, right? When they just sent a lot of the linebackers to blitz free freely on Joe. You wouldn't be able to do that with Kyle Pitts there. So I think he affects it in that way. You talk about the seams. I think you just think about the way that Tyler Eifert. I know when, and I think it's perfect, right? When Tyler Eifert was here, when Zach Taylor came in here, he actually used him like a wide receiver. You do the same thing, I think, with Kyle Pitts. If you were to take Pitts, just do the same thing that Zach Taylor did with him that first year he was here, using Tyler Eifert like a receiver. But with that said, I'm going to bring in my man Bajorn. He's been waiting patiently back here. Bajorn, what's going on, bro?
Not much, man. What's up with you, Ace?
Chilling, bro. I like that the new stripes you got on.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
I had
sir,
to
the Burrow. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
You know, I got to represent the home team, man.
Yes, sir. You already know.
But my thing is, I think at number 4, Atlanta, if they don't trade back, man, I got a feeling they gonna take Panay or either Pitts. And I'm thinking if they take Panay, what do we do? Like, do we go with Jamar? I feel like we should take Pitts.
Right.
But
no, I'm with you. I'm with you, bro. Best believe, like, if it were up to me, if they took Panay, I would be looking at Pitts just because of the crazy dynamic that adds. But I think me personally, just going off of what the Bengals would do, I think that they would go Jamar Chase just because the fact that he has that connection with Joe, the fact that they feel like AJ left and there's that void there and that they could do something special with having 3 receivers. But if it were me, I'm looking at Kyle Pitts because Kyle Pitts, you talking about 6'6", 240, runs a 4.4. Like, nobody in the AFC North is ready for that. Like, you put him in day one, like, you probably have the Ravens, Browns, and Steelers coordinators losing sleep at night. Like, how are we going to guard Kyle Pitts? Whereas if you bring Chase, you probably still will have that effect with the Steelers and maybe the Browns because they still have Denzel Ward. They might get another corner in this draft. But the Ravens aren't really worried about that because the Ravens have 3 good corners. But if you get Kyle Pitts, for me, I think the rest of like the NFL or just the people in the division, they wouldn't know how to react to that. And you wouldn't be able to send the safety blitzes and the linebacker blitzes because he's going to kill you every time. And then the fact that you could throw him out there one-on-one with any of the corners, I think in this division, even if you had a Denzel Ward out there, Denzel Ward is not 6'6", so he could just jump over him and grab whatever. And it would be a problem, bro. It would be a problem. But I think for the Bengals, they feel like Chase is a special receiver. I think that he's a very good receiver. I just don't view him in that Julio Jones, AJ Green, and it's not even because of what he's done. His combine numbers are amazing, but you're talking about these dudes that are like 6'3", 6'4", with that elite speed, like a Julio, and that, like that's not something that you see often from the position. But Chase, I think you're getting somebody that's somewhere in between AJ Green and Amari Cooper. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, I think you're getting somebody in. So he is worthy of the pick. It's not a reach, but it's still not like you're getting, to me, a Calvin Johnson or someone like that that's just a complete freak of nature, which that's what Kyle Pitts would be if you took him. But I think that they do go with Chase, bro.
And I feel like Panay that way too. He a freak of nature. I feel like they have more value, him and Pitts, as prospect. They have more value because it's like it's always a wide receiver, but not like AJ Green, not like Julio, not like Calvin Johnson. You know what I mean? Those types that Jamar don't strike me as that. Then I hear about the separation issues. I know he can catch, but you got to be able to separate, man. Got to be.
I'm with you on that. And like, for the people that are in the Chase gang and they're like, we need receivers that can separate. Did you really do your research? Because that's not what he does like that. Like, that's not to say that he can't improve on it, but that's just not what he's known for. He's not known for separating. So it could be and I even heard someone on Matt Minnick's show say it's almost like having, in terms of separation, not speed or any of this, but he said it's almost like having a 6-foot T. Higgins. He's still gonna have a corner on him, and he's still gonna have to jump up and get that. Whereas if that's going to be the case anyway, I think like you said with Pitts, you might as well get Pitts because he's 6'6". At least he can jump over the dude and do whatever he needs to do.
You still got the speed.
Right, and you still got the speed. Nah, I'm with you, bro. For sure.
I got one more for you too, man.
Go ahead,
okay,
bro.
So say we take a Pitts or we take a Jamar Chase and we get whatever lineman we get in the second round.
Right.
I'm thinking, how far do you think Shaka Tony is gonna be is he gonna be in the bottom of the first, somewhere in the first, top of the second, third round, maybe?
You talking about Kadarius Toney from Florida, right?
No, not the wide receiver. I'm talking about, I don't know if he an edge or a linebacker, but from Penn State.
From Penn State. You talking about Micah Parsons?
Nah, Tony.
Nah.
The Tony. I think it's Penn State. I might be
Penn State.
He's an edge or a linebacker.
He's an edge or a linebacker. I mean, for me, I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I have to look into who he is, but I think with this class, some of the edges that I've heard, I haven't heard him mentioned as one of the dudes that could potentially go in the first. And when I say that, I'm talking about Gregory Rousseau. I'm talking about the dude out of Georgia. I'm talking to it's a lot of dudes that they've been talking about. I think it is a possibility that dude could be there, but it just really depends on when the runs on the edges go. I think Micah Parsons, the reason that I brought him up is even though he's a linebacker, he got used a lot on the edge. So a lot of people actually like using him there. So you could kind of throw him in that group a little bit. It depends on who takes him. And then I just look at some of the other ones because I know during the AFC North talk, the Baltimore dudes, they're heavy on the edge. So I think that you could get him in the second. I think that it is potential that he could be there in the second if he is there, because this edge class it's not amazing, but there are some dudes that you're going to draft just for traits. And if he had a crazy, I don't know what his pro day was like, but if he had a crazy pro day, then it's possible that he could shoot up the boards. But from what I've been hearing, I even heard Peyton Turner, who's one that I like. I heard that he's shooting up, and he was originally expected to go third round, second round, maybe. Now I'm hearing possibly the end of the first round. So it just depends on where people have him at, but I think it is possible for him to be there because I've heard a lot of the names out there, and I might have heard his name a couple of times, but out of all of the guys that I'm hearing now, I'm hearing dude from Georgia is edge number one apparently. Gregory Rousseau got invited up to Cleveland, so you would have to think somebody told him he has a chance of going. So yeah, I do think there is a chance for him to be there day two.
Okay, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate having me on. I ain't gonna hold you up too much longer, man. Who they,
bro? All right, we're gonna bring in my man Ronnie Murphy. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Chilling, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. First of all, I think your opinion on Kyle Pitts was dead on. That's what I really think we need, other than offensive line. If we're gonna go talent, we need a guy that's gonna change us in the red zone. Because I feel like last year, Joe Burrow proved he can get us all the way down the field, but once we got down there, we had some problems scoring. And right. I think that was just based on some talent issues there. But definitely, man, I think that we should only go for Kyle Pitts or Penei Sewell. But my other thing is I feel like nobody really talks about the running game and improving the running game. Everybody's focused on just, passing the ball. And people.
Hold on, we lost you for a second there, Ronnie. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So you said people don't focus on the run game. Go ahead.
Yeah, so with a better running game, man, you really help out your. Hey, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, my bad, man. But yeah, it really helps out your defense, and it also helps out Joe Burrow and our receiver. It really opens up our offense even better, by controlling the clock and all of that. So tell me what you think about that.
No, I'm with you. I think you bring up a great point, Ronnie, and it's one thing that a lot of people are overlooking. Even myself at one point, I was overlooking it as well until I went back and watched the games. And I saw how Joe Mixon really was struggling with this offensive line. I saw one day, I think the NFL Twitter account posted the draft class that he was in. I think it was the 2017 draft class. Oh, this class was loaded at running back. And a lot of people were mad that Joe Mixon wasn't, shown in that clip. And I just happened to be watching some of our 2020 games at the time. And I was like, I see why, because he was getting hit in the backfield at like behind the line, like not even getting to the line of scrimmage before he could even get out of there. And I think you bring up a great point. Like, not only does, and I think we try to say this all the time, like when it comes to Panay or any of those guys, you're not going to have a guy that's like Panay when it comes to not only improving the pass blocking, but also the run blocking. Like, that is what he brings to the table. And that's why he makes life easier for both Joes, Joe Burrow and Joe Mixon. And one of the reasons a lot of people forgot why we lost so many games was that this team threw the ball too much. And I hear so many people saying we need to keep throwing and this and that. That was our issue. That was one of the reasons we were losing, is because we couldn't run the ball. And you can't be in the AFC North and not run the ball. You can't hand Joe Mixon $13 million a year and then say we're not even going to hand you the ball.
And that's the exact point that I bring up. Like, people don't realize we're in the AFC North. We're not in any of these, these small divisions. Like, up front is how you win games in the AFC North. So getting a guy like Jamar Chase, I don't feel like it's not going to help us there. When it gets cold outside, when them teams really trying to beat you up on the front, you got to be able to protect your quarterback and run the ball.
Right.
So, like, that's how we lost games. We couldn't get to people's quarterbacks, and we couldn't run the ball, and we couldn't stop people from running the ball.
Right.
So and that's the AFC North for you right there. But that's all I have for you. I just wanted to let people know that, man, we really gotta improve our run game.
Facts.
That's really gonna help us right there.
No, I'm with you, bro. And I think you hit on something that's major that a lot of people haven't been talking about. And you also hit on another one, stopping the run. Yeah. Don't forget the Baltimore Ravens ran for like 500 yards on us that last game. That's another big issue.
Like, if you really think about it, like, if you want to, how you gonna stop other guys from running the ball? Is you can put up points that control the clock. If we up by 14 points in the fourth quarter, they might about to run the ball for it. They trying to pass it and catch up. So we really played our strengths that way. You control the game, but teams is what we haven't been doing. But that's all I got for you, brother.
All right, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, no problem.
Yes, sir. All right, my man Murphy with the knowledge there. I'm with him on that. I got my man Lucas Shelton. I'm about to bring in real quick. Lucas, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, man?
Chilling, man. How you doing?
Great. I just want to start off by saying I like your work. I've been watching you since 2019, man.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
Yeah. I'm just what the last dude said, that point was really great. Do you think at any point in this draft we could draft a running back and put him as our backup instead of Samaje Perine, or just keep Perine as a backup?
I would love, personally, like if it were me, I would love to get another running back in here. But I really think they do love Samaje Perine, bro. I really think they do. I think that he showed them a lot. I think the other dude that people are forgetting about as well is Trevion Williams.
Thanks.
So, like, he got to show us some stuff last year. He had a crazy run and stuff like that at the end. I think they like him. I think they also like my man Jaquez Patrick that was on the practice squad. So he's more of a bigger back. So he's probably more so out of like that goal line or Joe Mixon kind of role. But he actually was a 5-star coming out of high school. So he's not like your average guy that's on the practice squad. So I really think they do believe in Samaje Perine. Seeing, like, just reading between the lines, seeing the deal that they offered him for the money, I think that they really feel like Samaje Perine is that guy. But it wouldn't shock me if they took like a late round pick on a running back that's probably out of that geo mode, that can do some pass catching, that can really do the pass protection as well, and just have that change of pace guy. Because even though I like Samaje Perine, he's not really like a super burner at the position. He's not going to give you that geo impact. He's not really going to catch out of the backfield that much. So I would hope that they would actually try to do that more with Mixon, but they haven't done that. And the other thing is, I would love to see them even invest a higher pick than that. But seeing how they utilize Mixon with Geo, I don't know if they know the right ratio on how to really use their running backs and make sure that they're all effective. So that's like when you look at New Orleans, right? The New Orleans Saints, they have Alvin Kamara, and then they usually have a power back with him, and they do a great job of balancing that. Like some teams even balance 3 running backs. The Bengals, it just never seems like they know how to use both guys effectively, and that's the thing that worries me. But I do think that they will spend possibly like a 5th or 6th round pick, maybe on a running back. They might feel too comfortable. They might feel comfortable with what they have and just go with the flow. But I think that they at least bring in somebody as an undrafted rookie, or they take a late round flyer on somebody.
That's facts. That's facts. After that Texans game that I watched when Samaje Perine went off, that was crazy, bro. I knew we had to re-sign him after that or just sign him to a franchise tag. But
facts.
I also got one more question here. If we ended up drafting Kyle Pitts or like trading back to get Kyle Pitts, do you think we keep him at the tight end position because we just got Thaddeus Moss and we have Drew Sample and CJ Uzomah, or do you think we like move him to receiver?
I think that they would use him just like, it came to me when I was talking to Zim the other day because he was like, we don't know how to use tight ends. They wouldn't know what to do with him. And I thought about it. I was like, nah, Tyler Eifert was here his first year and we like strictly used him as a receiver. So for me, I think in that situation, I think you would put Kyle Pitts as receiver. I think you would just do essentially what you did with Tyler Eifert that year. You move him into the slot, you move him outside. Sometimes you do line him up at tight end, and maybe you have a double tight end look where you have Uzomah and him out there. And for Thaddeus Moss, I'm really starting to think they brought him in to be an H-back. Like when I look at his size and everything, and I look at them letting Cethan Carter go, and even though Cethan Carter might not have flashed off of the screen, he really had a big role with this team. So I think that you could get away with using Pitts, Uzomah, having Thaddeus Moss as your H-back, and you could get off with that. And then you still have Drew Sample, who you could use as well. So I think if they did take Pitts, though, I think the person that would be the odd man out might be CJ Uzomah, just because of from a financial perspective, they owe him so much money in his last year, and they could take that money and let's say put that to a contract with Jesse Bates or, an extension. I'm not trying to wish that on CJ, but I think that would be the realistic thing of it is almost similar to what happened with Gio. You got all of these guys there. You already invested in Sample. If you're bringing in Kyle Pitts, you got to invest that in the position. And the money just wouldn't make sense for you to pay Sample, Uzomah, and Kyle Pitts at the same time. So Uzomah might be a guy that they would possibly cut, but they could possibly see the value in him kind of being a mentor to Pitts that first year as well. But I don't think it would be a situation where you couldn't put Pitts and give him a bunch of snaps at the wide receiver position and the tight end and still allow those other guys to contribute as well.
Yep. All right, bro. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, appreciate it, Lucas. Yes, sir. Yep. All right, that was my man Lucas. So we've been doing the Q&As for 30 minutes. I truly hope that you guys have been appreciating it. I'm going to look and see if there's any super chats that I might have glossed over. I got one from my man Nandon for $2.79. Appreciate that, bro. My grade prediction of the Bengals 2021 draft is a B. So all good. I appreciate you guys for coming out. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be live tomorrow night during the draft, bro. We're going to do the same thing that we did last year. I'm going to be live taking all of your questions. Hopefully we can get some guests on. I'm looking to try to get some of the guys from AFC North talk. If we're going to do the whole first round, I'm going to try to get some of them on there. I got some of my boys from Bengals Real Talk coming through. So stay tuned. And I'm probably going to call Zim in here to go through the pick and give our instant analysis on the pick. But I truly appreciate you guys for rocking with me, supporting the channel. I love doing these. This is something I look forward to every week. Sorry again about Sunday. I literally fell asleep. I was watching the Bengals gym interview with Dave Lapham just to get some insight there. And I was so wore out that I just fell asleep. But we'll be recharged. We'll be ready. So come and check me out with the draft. Make sure you pull up. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. We truly appreciate it. And this has been Q and Ace.